Well, Tricia, welcome to Major's Mess Hall. Thanks so much for taking the time to have a chat with me.
Sure, no worries. It's my pleasure.
It's we were saying earlier that like this we had a mutual connection. A friend of mine I used to be in a band with, Jay Podmore, who's also been on this podcast before.
Oh yeah.
So our listeners will remember him. You've worked with him in the past.
Yeah, we I've kissed him. No, that sounds a
Yeah,
bit weird.
excellent.
We were on a stage play together and we had to do two awkward little kisses. It's called acting, obviously, but it
Yes,
doesn't
yeah.
make it any less awkward when your mates rehearse in 1 minute and then you've got to be all serious and do a little
Yeah, I
smooch.
can imagine. Yeah, I remember like years ago. I mean, this has gone back a long time ago. He had a girlfriend who was like, she didn't like the fact that he had to do things like that when he was acting, and it used to be a really big deal.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's not with her
Well,
anymore.
I shouldn't really say this, but it is a funny story for me. It might not have been for him or for her, but I didn't know. I think she came, it might be the one you're talking about. She came one night because this is years and years ago, like 2013. And we'd done this like run of these shows and we were warming into it and kind of getting it with going with the flow a little bit. And then this one night he kind of went in to like give me the kiss. We're on our knees, like it's the big dramatic, sad, happy moment. And he like swerved me and just hugged me instead. But I went in for the kiss, so it was very awkward.
That's 100% the same girl, I guarantee you.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I remember him saying that it was just awkward because he was an actor and it wasn't to him, it was nothing. It
No,
was just
yeah.
part of the job. But to her,
Yeah,
she just didn't
definitely. Yeah.
like it. And I can see it from her point of view as well. If
Of
you're not an
course,
actor, it's
it's
like,
really awkward. Well, it was
yeah,
my first acting role actually, so I was really new, and Jay was, well, all of them in the cast were like really, used to it and pro and everything, and I was like thrown in at the deep end, mainly there for my voice, really, because there was lots of like vocal parts for me. But yeah, it was a crash course, that's for sure.
that's funny. Somebody else as well I've seen that's a mutual friend is Charlie Griffiths. Do you
Yeah,
know her quite
exactly.
well?
And she's a pro as well. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
in fact, if the truth be known, she should have just had my role, but it just worked out that she was perfect in her own role, but
Was she in that
she
play as
could have
well, was
done
she?
any of it. Yeah, yeah. She
Oh,
played my
okay.
best friend in it.
Ah,
It
right,
was
okay.
amazing.
Excellent, yeah.
She's the
Yeah, we
best.
were
Yeah.
I went to school with Charlie. I've known her longer than I've known Jay. It's been
Yeah.
years since I've seen her, but yeah, we like I remember being in drama class with her like back in Park High School back in the day and yeah, we used to do like the school talent show and we used to do it was when Jerry Springer was really popular, so we used to
Yeah.
do Jerry Springer in the talent show and I was always Jerry and she was just like one of the wild guests that we had on.
Someone kicking off. Yeah.
Yeah, and the kids used to Jerry, Jerry, and the teachers used to like they used to say, "I don't know if we're going to let you do it this time because the school gets quite rowdy when you're up there." And I'm like, "Yeah, but it's all a laugh." And they used to let us do it. It's great, loved
No,
it.
she's the best. She actually had quite an outrageous character. In this thing we were in, and she was like all in leopard print with the boobs out and a cigarette, and she just played the blinder. She was amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, she's great. She's got a great voice as well, great
Yeah,
singing voice.
belting, totally,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's awesome. So, talking of singing, like, where did you first get started with the singing? Like, how old were you when you first realized you could sing?
Well, truthfully, kind of around 10, I got this like little, I guess it was a karaoke machine, but it was called a boogie box officially.
Oh
And
yeah.
I just like got it for Christmas Day and it came with a little microphone and it had three songs on the tape and it was like, I don't know, Madonna and I think When the Going Gets Tough. And I mean, I must have got on everyone's nerves singing the same three songs on repeat. But I felt like I could sing and I was really like enjoying it. I think my mum and dad just sort of noticed like I'm one of four and I think they just were like, she can like really sing in tune for a little child. You know what I mean? And then they
Yeah.
kept an eye on it for a little bit and I did lots of things in school like everyone does. And then really genuinely by the time I was 13, my dad had just bought me and my twin brother this like PA system and we went round for a year just doing like free shows for like, I don't know, in like nursing homes and bingo halls and kind of getting a little set together and practicing and I just sang every single day. And then by the time I was 14, seriously, it wouldn't be legal now, this, I don't think. But I was like just out gigging like 5 nights a week, just wherever
Wow.
people would pay us. Got a couple of agents and um back then, like in 1994, this giving away my age. but I don't care about that anyway. But yeah, there was just still a bit of a scene in like the clubs and pubs and like social clubs and things like that. Um, and so yeah, we just were gigging like it wasn't really very good for my schoolwork, but I was just out all the time, yeah, singing. And we did that, me and my twin brother. He played keyboards and I sang. We had a bit of a comedy act. Um, and
Nice.
I can't even go into that. But we thought we were funny. Um, but yeah, then we did that till I was like 21, and then we that was like a good stint that we put in. And then he went to uni, and I carried on for a bit doing my own thing all round really. I've never really stopped gigging, but then I just at that time was auditioning for different things in London at the same time as gigging, and then one thing that I auditioned for just like picked up. I think you said you were in a boy band with Jay actually, and yeah,
Yeah.
well, basically I did the same but in a girl band, and I think you also said you were like really, you know, not in an arrogant way, but like really good. It would just somehow just didn't make it, but you
Yeah.
know, the thing itself was really good. Well, it was kind of a bit like that for me. The setup I found myself in was just unbelievable. We were four singers. We moved into this house in Fulham and in London, and we worked with some amazing people. We were in the studio with like genuinely like with people like Nile Rodgers and stuff like that. Just in it was because they were amazing. We were doing harmonies that were like I don't know, just they were really good singers. They're all individually amazing singers now, still doing all kinds of incredible things. So, but just at that time, it just didn't work. Yeah, 2003, 2004, it was about the same time I was doing that too. And but I just learnt loads, made loads of contacts, and then when I came back home, I was a little bit at a loose end for a minute because I really threw everything into that sort of commitment there. But when I got back, it's kind of a little bit of a funny story because the sort of step into something bigger that I got to do was I don't know, a little bit of happenstance, I suppose. My sister won a competition on the radio, and it was to have a meet and greet with Ronan Keating. And he'd just gone solo at the time. He was really big, and everyone was made up with him. And there was like her and like three other people got to go to this radio show, and he did a few songs live for them. And then they all got him to sign their stuff. So when he was coming along saying hi to them, when I was in London, I'd been like, I've always loved writing songs, and I was just doing it always just for the fun of it. And I used to send my little ideas home to my dad. And I didn't know, but he was making like cute little pretend CDs up with a little mock up cover, you know, like
Yeah.
pretend
Yeah.
that he bought it when I just emailed it to him. Um, and my sister just took that and she said, I don't want you to sign it. I want you to listen to it. It's my sister. I think she's got an amazing voice and I just think you might like her. And honestly, him and his manager listened to it in the car in between like the meetings that they were doing that day. And it had just not worked out for me in London. And I was really deflated. I took a little promotional job. I was selling easy mops in Sainsbury's on the Wirral actually. And
Ah,
I was
okay.
quite good at that actually. I sold six.
You can always go back to that then, I suppose.
Yeah, I'll keep that on the back burner. And his manager just rang up and said that uh, his official backing singer was the singer that sang I'm a different person, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That one. She'd just
Yeah.
gone to number one with that, but she was his backing singer. And he said, do you think that you could step in? We're going on a European tour in 2 weeks. And
Wow.
I felt like, throwing up, obviously, because I'd been gigging a really long time at that point, but the stuff I'd done in the band, I was just one of four singers, and I was convincing myself I'd lost my mojo a little bit, and I wasn't sure if because the other singers had such big belty voices, and I can tend to have a nice low tone. I sort of convinced myself that I couldn't do high things anymore, and you can play tricks with
Yeah.
yourself a little bit.
100%.
Anyway, it doesn't matter because I said yes. And I was
You've got to
just
say
like,
yes.
oh, yes. So they sent me the stuff and I never left the house for 2 weeks. I learned it note for note. I knew everybody's harmonies, not just my own. And then I turned up. We had a rehearsal in London. And then I went on a European tour and I was working with him for like 18 months then. It was
That's
amazing. Yeah.
amazing. I'm actually a massive Ronan Keating fan, and I killed
Yeah,
that
they're
first
good.
album. When that
Yeah.
first album came out, I remember getting it, and I know even to this day because it got re-released not long ago. I got it on vinyl.
Yeah.
I
The one
know,
with roller coaster on it.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
know every single song on that album inside out. I loved him when he was in Boyzone, and then when he went solo, he's just always been a massive inspiration for me. So when I read up that you'd worked with him, one of my questions was, "What's it like working with him?" Like,
Well, to be honest with you, I only mention it just because it's one of those stories that you feel like they don't exist when
yeah,
it
yeah,
really did happen to me. Um, and I wish it could happen a bit more organically like that. It seems like it's impossible, but that is the truth. And it was the step into things for me because the hardest step I think is proving that you can do stuff like that.
yeah,
Um, because once I did that and had that experience, it was the first time I'd used in-ear monitors. It was the first time I'd done it. It was a massive arena tour because he was so huge at the time. I mean, he is now, obviously, but it was just at his real excitement
yeah.
peak,
Of
number
course.
one, like, with everything. And so it was a real step into a new sort of level for me. But once you've done that once, anyone else who wants to sort of book you can see, and there's evidence that you can do it. So you do need that
Yeah.
first step. It was an important step for me to get that job. But yeah, it was dead nice. I had to do the backing vocals were pretty straightforward for me, and I realized quite quickly I was really comfortable in that role. I had a good ear, I was good at harmonies, and the work I'd done with the girls had really got me harmonies
It
up to
helps you,
scratch
yeah.
and
It
stuff.
does, yeah.
Yeah. So every step was helpful. But then we had this big duet moment in the middle where I did the We've Got Tonight duet with
Oh,
him.
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and the stage was like, it was a huge stage, but there was a big catwalk sort of. And at that moment, I came from my comfy little backing vocal area. And like you walk down the catwalk and he'd be waiting for me at the end. And it used to, this is so long ago and it's making me feel sick with nerves talking about it. It was so exciting, and I know there's like a mixture of excitement and nerves, and you can't tell which is which sometimes. But it was like I used to love singing it because really gave me a chance to properly sing out, and I've got a soft spot for like country style music, so it
Yeah.
was really lending itself to me. Um, but after a few nights, I just literally was like at the side of the stage before we went on, and I said to him, "Do you know what? I'm gonna just have to like be honest with you. This makes me want to throw up every time I go to walk down. I'm gonna have to get used to it." I said, "I think I'm just gonna have to imagine you like in, I don't know, like wearing something funny, like a jockey's outfit." I have no
Yeah.
idea why I said that. I don't know why I chose that. I think I
The
just was
jockey's outfit.
adamant that I wasn't going to say naked. Um, so I went with jockey's outfit, and he was really cute because he didn't judge me for saying that I was a bit anxious about it. And then as I was walking down that night, he did like a sort of jockey motion to me, which I did think
Oh, that's
was
funny.
love him because it really sort of knocked the tension out of everything. And then I was fine after that. But he's a nice
Yeah.
guy. I really enjoyed it, loved it.
Okay, well that's good. That's good to know. Because obviously, like they say, never meet your idols. So it's like when you get a chance to
No, it
ask
was
someone
good.
who's
It was
worked with
lovely,
them,
yeah.
that's good.
Mm.
That's awesome. Yeah. So then from there, like, because I know that, and I don't know if I'm skipping forward too much, but I know that you worked on like the X Factor, doing like backing vocals for that as well. Was that like
Well,
quite a
that's
while
a good
after?
link because basically he'd been writing with this producer called Ray Hedges, and Ronan and his manager knew they didn't get me in to do songwriting, but they knew that I did write because that's how they'd first heard me. So they were just asking me about, do I still do writing? Am I interested in that? And so I got kind of connected with a few people, and I went and did some sessions with Ricky Ross from Deacon Blue writing, learned a million things off him. And then I went to do some writing with this Ray Hedges, the producer, and yeah, again, just learnt loads from him. But also then a year later, he'd been assigned as the producer on X Factor, and he was churning out all the music thick and fast for every week. And he just got in touch with me because I'd been in the studio with him, and he knew I was quite fast. Um, yeah, and you need to be fast to do the X Factor things
Yeah, I
because
imagine
they
so.
send
Yeah.
you the stuff, yeah, there on like a Monday, and they want it back on the Wednesday with a gazillion vocals and harmonies and everything already done so that they can mix it in time for the weekend and stuff. So yeah, it was just because of that connection, really, and I did that for a few seasons of that. Um, that was quite funny because you can do that in your pajamas. That's kind of a cool job, isn't
Yeah.
it? Anything
That's true.
job you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
do in your
It's money
pajamas.
for old rope, I suppose. You can just get it
Yeah,
done.
yeah. It was exciting, yeah. It was that was a nice job because again it made me super fast recording, which is good to hone your skills a little bit, isn't it? If you do too much
Yeah.
live, you can forget about the studio stuff. And I don't know, I quite like keeping the balance of it all. So that was a fun job, to be honest.
Nice. And so you've
Yeah,
you've also opened for people like even reading this makes me starstruck. Elton John, Lionel Richie, and Pink.
yeah.
Like,
This does sound a bit nuts. It makes me feel like Walter Mitty. I promise it's true though. No, what that was it was just this amazing job. I actually also had to audition for this as well. So I'd done all those things, but you still have to just go and prove that you can do it to these different people. And there
yeah,
was this job just advertised, and because I'd been to this place with Ronan Keating before at this place called the Sporting Club in Monte Carlo, I saw this advert, and I might have overlooked it if I didn't know what it was or where it was. Like. I'd literally done the gig with him. So I was like, what a whole summer there. Like it was amazing, absolutely amazing. And I was like, I want that job. I just want it. So I went and found out where the audition was, and I went to London, and there was these French guys who were the ones in charge of booking everyone. They had it in their head they wanted an all-female like house band. And I went in, and yeah, it was a very long process. I was just like sort of in the middle. We had to learn some really complicated. I do play guitar, but I would never really call myself a guitarist, but I do play. And for this, I had
yeah.
to play. There was another guitarist, but they really did want me to play some stuff. So I really committed myself to trying to learn these songs. And yeah, I went in, did it, and then I realized that all day long I'd stayed and other people had come around me. And I was like, feel like this is mine. Like, you know what I mean? I kind of felt like it was mine, but then they let me go at the end of the day and they never said anything. And I was like, God, that was an exhausting day. Like,
Yeah, strange.
yeah, and then I didn't hear anything for a bit, and I was really disappointed. And I thought, oh, I could really visualize myself having a summer in the south of France. And yeah, then they just actually got back in touch and said they didn't want any of the people from London, and they wanted to take me to Paris to do the same process again, but in France, and which we did. And eventually, I was the lead singer of the house band, and we were the support act for it was just the most insane lineup. I can't like Liza Minnelli and whoever had basically anything out at that time, or just like a legacy artist, Peter Gabriel and um, Robert Plant and Elton John and Lionel
Oh, that's
Richie. I saw
insane.
Lionel Richie with his top off. Only because I went to go and get my outfit from the costume room and he was getting changed. I did say sorry, but nevertheless, it is what it is.
That's hilarious. Wow, that's
That
amazing. Yeah,
was an
both Elton
amazing
John and Lionel
summer.
Richie are like idols of mine as well. Like just their music inspired me massively when I was younger. So yeah, that's incredible.
It was incredible. It's like a dream, really, when I say it out loud, because that was just an amazing. I was quite young as well to just get such an amazing job. I had an amazing summer, and it was incredible. Um, but yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes I
it's mind
forget.
blowing.
Well, it
Did you
is a
get to
bit
like
because I forget what I've done, and sometimes, and then only when I speak like this,
somebody
which
asks you
isn't
and it
very
brings it back
often,
and you're like,
I'm
let me
like, oh yeah, I
yeah.
did do that.
Yeah. Did you get to I know you obviously you had that run in there with Lionel, but did you like get
Yeah.
to like talk to like Elton John or any of the others? Like you
Yeah,
got that?
some of them, you can. Uh, some of them they're like by request. I mean,
Oh, okay.
there's a little bit of like, well, Diana Ross was there, and I was super excited about
Oh,
that
okay, yeah.
because that's just unbelievable. But we really did get like took into an office before that gig, and it was like,
God.
if you happen to cross her in the corridor, you ideally look down,
Oh my God.
and if she does speak to you. You must address her Ms. Ross. And it's like, it was the wackiest thing because,
Oh,
like,
it's ridiculous, isn't it? It really is. That's
yeah,
like that's the epitome of diva. isn't it?
Yeah, but then
Like,
some of them, like Lionel Richie was amazing. He came and just ate in the same catering room as us. I mean, why wouldn't they? But also just maybe also they don't need to be chit-chatting with us. But because he'd done a few nights, some of them just did a one-nighter and some of them did a few nights. So they got to see what we were doing too. And what we were doing was quite nice as well. So if he was interested, which he did, and popped his head round to the stage, because the stage was like we were sort of there on like this circular thing. And when it was massive, but when we finished, the stage rolled around. So we were
oh
sent
yeah,
to the back of the stage and his band was sent to the front. So you can't help but overlap a little bit and listen to what the people on before you are doing. So he was really nice, really respectful, super kind. So yeah, it was amazing.
that's cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Awesome.
Okay,
Mm.
so I don't know if again, I don't know if I'm skipping too far ahead, but like
It's all
that,
right.
like like did become and still are, as far as I'm aware, a vocalist for N-Trance. Like,
Yeah, that's
is that a
pretty
big is that a big
recent.
jump?
It's a big jump, but it's okay because it kind of ties in because I just sort of years and years ago I met this amazing writer called Stephen Massa when I was doing singer-songwriter stuff around London, and he loves music and he came out and he told me that he writes music for trance music and writes lyrics, and I'd never really been into that scene. I just missed it. I just missed the whole scene, and I wasn't about going to Ibiza and things like that. And so I didn't really know the DJs. But he was like, I really feel like your voice would work great on this. And I was like, okay, well, let's give it a go then. So basically, I just started recording his top lines. And then like we've done about 20 now. I've had like songs out with Paul van Dyk and the video with him we shot in Ibiza and Armin van Buuren. Like I only know these names now because now I'm in the scene, but I didn't know it before. But it's
Yeah,
been super successful. It's just been I did not realize my voice was going to lend itself to that genre, but it just did. But it's always felt like a little side project because it's not live. Well, I did do some live shows with them. I went to Argentina with Paul van Dyk. We did a massive show there, and but there's not that many times that you bring a live vocalist out. So it feels like something I do, I don't know, yeah, just on the side, which is crazy because some of it's we've had like loads of number ones with it and it's like a big thing. But that doing that job and doing those vocals and writing with my friend Stephen Massa, led to working with Paul van Dyk, which led me to working with the German artist Schiller, who I did like 9 years with, which
oh
was
yeah,
just
yeah.
so because he needed a vocalist for in 2016, um, he'd heard me on a Paul van Dyk track and was like, I feel like this is the type of vocal that I need. And he just found me.
That's amazing.
And I was like, I said no at first because I felt really overwhelmed with this type of music because it's different and lots of it's instrumental and it felt like some of them are like 13 minutes long, the songs. And I was
Yeah,
thinking, how do you remember where you are on these songs? Like, I just was so overwhelmed. And
yeah.
I said no. And he actually said to me, okay, you've said no, but I'm going to ring you tomorrow. I'll just ask you again tomorrow. And I was like, okay. And then, yeah, I was, because that was back to doing like big arena things again. And a big gap had happened in between that I'd not done that. So, yeah, as you're probably gathering, kind of have a bit of performance anxiety, which you wouldn't really ever tell when I'm actually doing it. But it's always been there and it's probably always going to be there. I just am able to sort of manage it.
Yeah,
Um,
I get it.
but it makes me think, oh, in the initial thing of it all, I'm like, no, 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 that's too much. And all the bad
Oh,
voices
100%.
in your
Because the
head.
thing is, like, when you're doing it, like, because I'm the same, like dance
Yeah.
music is, I do like it, but it's not what I do. Do you know what I mean? Like, as a singer, I don't
Hmm.
sing that stuff. So when you're up there singing, you're performing to a crowd that all love that music, and you have to
Yeah.
sell it to them. So of
Yeah. Yeah.
course, it'd be natural for you to second guess yourself.
Yeah.
Fortunately, you absolutely nail it. Like, you sound like
Oh, thanks.
it's your number one passion when listening to the stuff you've done.
It is my number one passion. Yeah. I just,
Yeah,
I said yes to the Schiller stuff, and it was the start of a really amazing journey for me, to be honest, because um, I ended up On the first tour that I did with him, I did like all the backing vocals and a few solos. And actually, the Schiller audiences, they're really something else. They're absolutely amazing. They give so much respect to the people on stage that it's almost daunting how quiet it is. I'm talking an actual massive arena, and you could hear my footsteps walking from my sort of riser down to where I was going to sing like, and then hear me breath on the microphone. That's how quiet
Wow.
the room was. So you really do need nerves of steel for that. And that was like a real
Definitely.
crash course of understanding you have to keep your heart rate at a certain level and deliver this, you know. And then after that, I ended up writing with the artist Schiller, and I wrote songs on his next three albums, which all went to number one, which is incredible. And I just didn't anticipate that happening at all. I thought I was going in to be a singer, which is totally fine for me to do. I
Yeah.
would have been more than happy to just do that, but to get the chance to actually be part of his, um, creative process and stuff was just unbelievable, really. So, yeah, that's been the last sort of 9 years of just uh, unbelievable experiences with that. But yeah, I did 4 years ago take the job as the lead singer in 90s dance act N-Trance, which has just been absolutely amazing and so much fun and totally different audiences than what I've just described. Like
Yeah.
rowdy, up for it. I jump up and down. I feel like you need to be so like fit with your cardio to do these
Yeah,
gigs.
definitely. Yeah, 100%. What's
I
funny as well is that
can't
like,
resist jumping up and down and going for it, and that can really affect your voice, and which I don't want. So
yeah.
yeah, I absolutely love it. It's
And it's
amazing.
mad when you think about it that like, when you first started, you said it was like 1994 when you were
Yeah,
gigging around with your
exactly.
brother.
Yeah,
Like that's when they were in the charts, like with Set You Free.
absolutely.
Like
Yes,
it's just mad when you think about it, isn't it?
it
Like
is
now
really
you're up
mad.
there
Yeah.
performing those songs. Like,
It's something, well, it is because when we've gone on like we've done like tours, I've toured around Australia twice with them, and you go on these sort of like pop act um sort of
it's like
combination
a
tours.
festival type thing.
Yeah, with like a troupe of you that all go. So
Yeah.
I went with like Wigfield and Alice DJ and the Venga Boys. And when you really do think about it, it is quite funny to think about you 14-year-old self. Never would imagine that then you'd just be on this tour with these people. It's
You'd
quite
be
funny.
looped in with them all. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love
It's
Wigfield. I
mad, isn't it?
speak
When
to
you
her every
think,
day. She's ace.
that's so cool. When you think like, do you ever stop and just pinch yourself and just go, "What? Look at the stuff I've done. Like the stuff that's behind you that you've done.
Yeah.
It's an amazing like piece of
Oh,
work,
you
isn't
know
it? What
what,
you've done?
Gavin? I never think about it because I've got a a lad, he's going to be 16 in a month, and he's going through his GCSEs, and there's just so much going. I also have been for the last 10 years doing like during the day doing like um it's like music mentoring with kids who are struggling for different reasons, but we're using music as the sort of tool to kind of communicate through. And I've been doing that during the week, and it's so, even though like I'm busy, like I was in Estonia last weekend, and I do have mad weekends, but it's like it comes to Monday and it's like it didn't happen.
Yeah, yeah. Pinch yourself, yeah.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
my focus is just other places. So if I don't think about it from week to month, unless it's a conversation like this, it's kind of funny to think about, really. Yeah, but I
yeah.
feel really grateful. And I think I'm just glad I was brave saying yeah to some of the things because, I mean, that Schiller tour, I'll be really honest with you. I ended up having to go to hypnotherapy before I went on that first tour because I started psyching myself out. I knew the stuff inside out because I'd really committed to just that being all I was going to do with my time. So every
You
spare
put the
moment I
work
was
in.
learning this 2 3 hour set. And I really, really, really was obsessed with learning it. Um, but I started psyching myself out, thinking I was going to get up there and just totally blank, and that what a horrific feeling that would be, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So I've never done anything like this before, but I went and had hypnotherapy, and it was absolutely amazing. I don't know if it was a trick or if I just believed it was going to work or something like that. But anyway, it worked,
It
and
worked,
I
yeah.
was absolutely fine then. But yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because like I'm 45 now, and it's a funny thing to say that I probably it won't go. But it does get easier though. And I think the more that you do and the more that you trust yourself and the more that you know what's behind you, like you just said, and what you're capable of and what you've done, you just think there's literally no reason for this to go wrong unless there's genuinely a technical thing or there's
Yeah.
a problem that's a bit, there's just no I'm not saying you're invincible. You can forget words. I've done that plenty of times. But yeah, it's no, it's usually fine. So, but I was just
Yeah,
going to say
exactly.
about forgetting words. It's just reminded me about doing that music video with Steve Mack and the lads from the
Oh
last
yeah.
arcade,
Yeah.
because that was quite funny. Me and Steve Mack going back to the acting thing. We were trying to do that video. And like I've known Steve Mack for a good while and he's my mate. And it was even my idea to do the video because the song's so good that Why Did You Leave Me? I loved it so much. I was like,
Yeah.
yes, I want to do it. Thank you for asking me. I mean, I get asked to do loads of different things, and I really decided, like in the last few years, I just really want to do things I think is amazing, because you can just say yes to too many things, I think sometimes, and it's a little bit
Yeah,
like
definitely.
watered, it can water down things a little bit, but those guys are so talented, and I love Steve Mac's voice, so I was like, yep, I'm in. But then we had to do the video. And I was like, I'm sure that this would be better if it looked like we were angry at each other. But we just like, well, I was getting so distracted by his face, I kept forgetting all the words. And I was like, this is horrible. And I just can't do it. And anyway, we got it in the end. But yeah, it doesn't matter how professional you are sometimes, it's still
Yeah,
tough.
still get you. So like,
Yeah.
how did that song come about? They approached you, did and they asked you
Yeah.
if you'd yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They just got in touch. I had done a country song with them a few years ago, which I also loved, but um, they do loads and loads of writing and loads of
They,
projects.
they
And
they keep talking about the country stuff. Like Paul tells me all the time that him and Steve have got like they've worked on a country album that like I don't think
that's
that
it.
the other Steve is a part of. I don't think he likes it, but the other two have done
Right.
it. And Paul did
Yeah,
send me one of the country songs once. It's really good stuff. I love it.
it is. It's such a you really do need to commit to the like country Americana Nashville style stuff if you're doing it. It's because it's a big scene and they're quite protective over their scene as well. I know that much, and they don't
Yeah.
want people just dipping their toes in. So you're either in or you're not. But it's definitely still fun to record the stuff. But this one though, this track felt like them. It felt like their identity, and it was just solid. And the chorus is really strong. And I just thought, oh yeah, I want to do this. Although they'll kill me for saying this, but I went in on the night, and I was like, and it was really high some of the stuff that I was doing because we were just trying every single harmony possible to the point of like ludicrousness a little bit and me sounding like a chipmunk. Um, and then we'd done everything, exhausted everything, and then his poor computer crashed. I'm
Oh
like,
no.
just yeah. And it was
That's
like,
the worst.
oh, and it's not that you can't do it again, but you just, when you're in a bit of a flow of getting all your ideas out and getting the crunchy little take that you wanted, and your voice did a
Yeah.
thing that you don't really know how it did it. And I was like, it's okay. And I just went back the next night and as it turns out though, it was okay because we'd ironed out all the bits and pieces we wanted by doing that
So
first
it was
night.
quicker
The
to get it
next
done the
night,
second
it
time.
was quicker the next time. We knew where we were heading straight away, but I did feel sorry for him because he was like, oh, but it happens,
It's the
doesn't it?
worst.
So,
It's technology again, see. It's just you can't rely on it. I hate it so much.
oh no, it's terrible. But it's still a fun process, and I would jump at anything they ask me to do because I just love them. They're just such nice lads, and
And that song,
yeah.
like in particular, it sounds like it was written for you as well, because your voice just like you were the
Oh,
perfect pick
yeah.
for that track, and your voice and his voice go really well together too.
Yeah, I actually love the choruses when we're both singing together. I just feel like it was a really good blend, and you don't always get that. So
Yeah,
I was really chuffed with the outcome of this one. Yeah, it's
I wish they
amazing.
do stuff live. I said that to them. I was like, because
I
Steve's
know,
part of
I'd
like
love
the
to do it live. Yeah.
yeah, like Steve does the Pop 2K tour with BB Mac and a load of other 90s pop bands, and like I've
Yeah.
said, like you should go, just like get tickets and just go to the show and just do like an opener or something. Like just do something.
Yeah.
I want to see you guys perform live. Like they're so good.
Yeah,
It just seems like a
absolutely.
wasted
And you
opportunity. And I
can do
get it,
whatever
most of Steve's
time.
fans are in the US. I do understand, but
Yeah,
it'd just be cool to
I
see.
know. Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I did
Yeah.
listen to your album. I've got to ask you about it. The Pleasure Is Mine.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's old.
it's fun. Yeah, I know
Oh,
it's
I'm
old, but it's fantastic, and
vintage.
it's but it stands up really well. It's like my favorite song on there is Liberty. I just love it. It's just such a
Oh, you know,
beautiful
that's
song.
so weird. It
So what was the
feels
go
like
on?
forever ago. It's actually coming up for its 20th
20, geez, man. That's
anniversary. And I was gonna, I mean, I don't really care if there's demand for it or not. I don't care about that. But at the time, I remember always, you know what it's like when you record your own thing and you've got not much money and no
yeah,
one cares to help you. So you just get it out no matter what.
yeah,
The album, but and loads of them I'm really still proud of. In fact, Liberty is really one of the songs I'm most proud of that I've ever really written, to be honest. It was so
yeah,
like meaningful to me, but I feel like it's snuck under the radar because that whole album nobody has really heard that much of, you know. So it's funny that you should say that, but I'm really made up that that's the one that stood out for you. But I was
yeah.
thinking about maybe like renewing it a little bit and just reissuing it because we
That
can
would be
now
really
with so
cool.
much
You should.
better
I think you should.
technology. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I feel like it just, yeah, went under the radar and there's a few more people that might be interested in listening now. So yeah,
yeah.
just
I
for
think it
fun,
stands up well.
really.
As honestly, I think if you put it out and said I've just done this today, like last week,
Yeah.
it would be believable. Like the songs really
Oh,
do stand the test
thanks.
of time. It's a great album.
Yeah,
I listened
thank
to it
you.
twice on loop, and it's really good stuff.
Oh, thanks very much.
So
Yeah.
did you were you like how involved in a creative process were you? Did you do most of it yourself, like writing and everything?
Yeah. I wrote everything myself on the guitar and anything that was on the piano just got transferred from the guitar and I got one of my friends in to just I mean I've got some amazing players in but you know um who did some really beautiful embellishments for me and made it sound way prettier than what I was actually playing
Yeah,
to them. Um but yeah they those songs had been in my head for since I was writing in London and I just knew I sort of wanted that like set of songs together. Yeah, I was a bit like disappointed with some of the productions and some of the things I didn't think of. You know what it's like when you record stuff and then
yeah, yeah.
later you think, "Ah, I would have done
Perfectionist.
that so differently." Um, but no, I've always written since I was really young, and um, I'm really glad that I've had the opportunity for them to be validated.
Yeah,
Sometimes, like with the like I've got like cheesy awards there in the living room. And it just reminds me when I feel like I can't do anything and I feel like there's no ideas coming into my head, it reminds me that I can actually do it.
yeah.
It is a real thing. I'm not delusional.
No, not at all.
I am actually skilled at this, but it's just that it's such a funny thing, songwriting, because just because you can write songs just doesn't mean that you can just do it all the time every day. It's just not a real sort of thing. I do think you can sort of train yourself to keep having ideas, even if it's not a whole sort of thing. You know, sitting down and being sure that you're going
Yeah.
to do something that day, it keeps the sort of process going. But it is the next thing on my mind to get recording stuff. It's a little bit I don't want to get into this topic because it's just like so huge, but it is a little bit of a weird time that we're in with like Suno and everything now and like
Yeah,
everyone that you meet who's never been interested in songwriting ever before has now got an album put together.
yeah.
It's really
Drives me
tricky.
up the wall. It really does. Like we put an EP out, me and I'm in like a duo called Ukadian. That's like a
Yeah.
play on Canadian because that's where I live and
Yeah,
UK
yeah.
where I'm from. And yeah, we wrote and produced everything that's on this little EP. There's like I think there's 8 songs altogether, and we did it. We put it out in 2021, and I'm so proud of it because there's no AI. It's like it's literally just the two of us, me and my friend
Yeah,
Mikey, put it together, and
yeah.
I'm so proud because now, like you say, everything's AI. And everyone
Yeah,
claims to be an artist now, and it is really frustrating, when you actually put the time in and you've got the talent to do it, to see that
yeah.
happen, and it's like a kick in the teeth.
There are ways around it and stuff. And if I was to approach a thing, you know, I would do it where you sort of, I mean, unfortunately, it's a gross part of the process where you're frustrated and all of that. But you do need to just document quite a lot of it to show people the process. I think people are interested in the process rather than
Yeah.
just the end product now, to just understand, how it came about and to just be verified that it's your idea and out of your head. I do think there's ways to incorporate the technology, but I just feel like there's nothing better than an emotion, especially a lyric coming
Yeah.
from a person, So yeah, at some point soon, I'm gonna do some new writing. I'm not sure. I've done so much dance stuff and I've done so much stuff with Schiller, which was like really super atmospheric stuff, which I really love as well.
Yeah.
But I've got a real soft spot for guitar stuff and
I think
feel like
sometimes it's
maybe,
nice though, no matter who you work with and what you do, even though it's you doing it, it's
yeah.
not 100% you because other people are involved. So when you sit down with the guitar, it is 100% you. And I do
Yeah,
think it's
so that
important to
album, for
do stuff like
example,
that.
was
Yeah.
100% me. It was
Yeah.
just really my thoughts and my ideas. And even though, if I would have involved someone else, it could have gone into a bit more of a sort of dimension or some other cocky chord here and there that might have
Yeah.
embellished the song a bit better. But it didn't. And that's where I was up to at the time. So I love Sheryl Crow and I love Alanis Morissette and Natalie Imbruglia. And I think it was just a little mixture of all those people that I was into. I actually sang with Natalie Imbruglia as well. That was terrifying, but also amazing because I didn't have to rehearse for that one because I knew her stuff inside out.
Yeah. That's cool. Did you sing Torn with her? Did you get to do that
Yeah.
one?
I had to play it on the
Wow.
guitar. I was nearly throwing up.
Oh my God. That's like that what an iconic song. Wow.
Yeah, I know. Amazing. But I absolutely loved all their albums. So when I got that, yeah, I basically knew all the harmonies pretty quickly.
Yeah. That's so cool. Wow.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what's next? What's coming up next for you?
So I'm mainly concentrating on the N-Trance stuff now because we've just
Okay.
done a music video and a brand new song with N-Trance, which they've not had a new song out for like 20 years. So that's kind of cool that like
Is
the
that
vocal.
out now, or is it coming out soon?
It's out now. It came out on the 13th of January, I think.
Okay.
And yeah, there's a video we went and filmed shot this video with the DeLorean car.
No way. I'm a massive Back to the Future fan.
You'll like this video then. The
If
song's
you
called
could see some,
Higher.
I've got an entire glass cabinet next to me that's full of
Really?
collectibles. Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous. My son's
Well,
obsessed with it now as well. Yeah.
well, we were all obsessed with it, and I've got two brothers, so when I did them a little video call when I was shooting it, they were like, "What?" It was so cool. So you'll see me sat in the DeLorean singing this song. It's called Higher with N-Trance, and so that's been sort of taking up our like time. We've been doing a bit of promotion for that, and just gigging with them. I've got quite a busy summer coming up with them. So that's kind of taking up most of my work time at the minute. I'm hoping to get my son through his GCSEs and just see what happens, yeah, for the rest of the year. Saying
Sounds
yes
like
to
an
things.
exciting time. That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's good. It's good, yeah.
That's
I'm
cool. Well, we'll
lucky.
wrap it up now. I just want to say thanks so much for talking to us. Where can people find you on social media if they
So
want to
I've
follow you?
got my own website, triciamcteague.com, but I've got a music page on Facebook, just Tricia McTeague, and the same Tricia_McTeague on Instagram. I'm not very good at social media, so don't get excited. There's not much on there. I'm not like super active or anything like that, but
Yeah.
there's loads of music on there, and my website's pretty informative and got loads of videos and stuff. So yeah.
Fantastic. Well, Tricia,
Amazing.
honestly,
Thanks, Gavin.
thank you for doing this. It's been a
You're
lovely
welcome.
chat. It's been like such,
Yeah.
I feel like I've known you for years. So
That's nice. Oh, no, nice
thanks
one,
very
mate. It
much.
was lovely. Thanks for having me.
Cheers. You have a fantastic week, and I'll talk to you
You
soon.
too. Nice one, mate. Bye.
Bye.